In the first half of 2024, 21 million tourists visited Hong Kong, a 64% year-on-year increase. Mainland tourists accounted for more than 76% of all visitors. Helen Chen reports.
In June this year, multiple events were held in Hong Kong to attract tourists, including the Hong Kong International Dragon Boat Races. During this time, the amount of visitors to the city also increased. According to the Hong Kong Tourism Board, roughly 31.3 million people visited Hong Kong last month, a 14% increase from the same period last year. 21 million people visited Hong Kong in the first half of this year, with a daily average of 116,000. Out of the visitors, about 76% of them came from the mainland, accounting for more than 16.1 million people, a 60% increase from last year. Non-mainland visitors from places such as Europe, the US, and Macau increased by 80%, with the amount of short-haul visitors doubling. The amount of new market visitors increased by 1.5 times. Half of the tourists were overnight visitors, staying for an average of 3.2 days in Hong Kong. The favorite spot for tourists is Tsim Sha Tsui, including the Avenue of Stars and the Star Ferry. Ms. Pan from Hubei says she mainly took her children to look at the cultural spots and museums so they can better understand Hong Kong's culture. Some international visitors stayed in the SAR for longer.
About 45 days. 2016 I come, 2015 I come many times before.
James from the UK is also staying for 1 to 2 weeks.
For me, there's more I would say more Western influences in Hong Kong. Music, fashion, those seem like things that Hong Kong does well, especially fashion, food, all those things. Keep speaking good English and then people will obviously come because it's easy to communicate with people.
Timothy Tsui, the executive director of the Hong Kong Tourism Association, said tour group numbers have not reached pre-pandemic levels. He suggested authorities could provide incentives such as overnight rewards to encourage tour groups to stay in Hong Kong overnight. According to the Hong Kong Tourism Board, on a 10-point scale, the overall satisfaction rate of tourists to Hong Kong reached 8.7 points as of January to May this year. The overall intention to revisit and recommendation rates both reached 94%. Helen Chen, TVB News.